Okay, so for the finishing up of this, I'm going to apply gradients to the dark lines that we've created so far. And that's going to give it a little bit more of a flexibility in the character. So let's start with the face area, and I'm going to start with the chin, and same type of gradient. So get this dark brown line. I'll reference it twice, and for the light color, I'm just going to come over here and just really kind of lighten it up. Not so that it's lighter than the actual skin, but they're pretty light. And let's apply it. And I'm going to switch it around because I want it to be lighter on the outside and darker in the center. So it implies that this mask is casting a shadow. So I'm going to switch it up like this. Alright. There we go. Oh, I didn't really switch it at all, did I? There we go. And reapply it. And let's see how it works. Again, I'm going to have to switch between linear and radial. There we go. That time it worked. It's about a good size, so I'm going to imply that it's darker there. I can make it even darker. Alright. And I noticed I didn't put a gradient on the skin, so I'm going to do the same for that. Alright. And with it even selected, I'm just going to play with it just a little bit. And okay. So from here, I'm going to speed it up again, but again, I'm just going to apply gradients to the hard, dark lines. Well, it is basically colored, and there is a lot you can do to this. You can keep adding shapes within there and defining them as gradients or whatever. I mean, your imagination is your only boundary. But for this demo, let's take it to completion by getting rid of these lines. And like I said before, you can go to the eraser tool and make sure that down here under eraser mode is click to erase lines, and let's zoom way out. I mean way out. That's probably good enough. And we'll go back to our eraser tool, and I'm just going to erase the whole thing because the eraser tool is on erase lines. And when I zoom back in, all the lines will have been erased. So, pretty cool stuff. I mean, this is a pretty decent color. You can adjust everything on here even further, even add more shadows in here. So, if we wanted to go to this belt area, let's just say that I use that line tool again and go to my selection tool and just fill in this area or make this shape. Let's say I can have to be careful now that I don't let it touch other colors now, because it will become part of it. But I can say I want to put a shadow here because there probably would be a shadow here. So I can get a solid color and just make it a little bit darker and double click this line and get rid of it. And now if we really wanted to get adventurous, we could do that with the whole thing. I could just get the pencil tool and change the mode from smooth to straighten and just and I can come over here, and I remember that I had some colors made up for the green area. I have to make it a little bit darker. I can do the same for the little pink area. Double click that line. And you see what I mean? You can just keep going. You can do that with each one of these six-pack lines and the chest line, and put a shadow here under the head, on the neck, under the eyes. Maybe put a shadow over here so it looks like the nose is sticking out. I mean, under the fist area. Really, really make this thing pop. And that's up to you. But this is a good basic coloring, and a coloring like this on your dinosaur character would be just fine. So keep that in mind. You can keep going if you feel like it. Because your character is broken up into individual layers for each individual part, then it's going to really make it stand out when you put gradients on each one. So again, we're going to meet in class and we can talk about it further. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with. Thanks.